Hello YouTube, it's me again, your friendly neighborhood Green Party rep for Humber St. Barb Bay Vert. Just a little bit of an update. I want to make a couple of videos tonight because I had a request by Lady Raven, a woman I've known for a lot of years. She wanted me to make a video about the eco-village on the tangent of the types of materials that I plan to use for the construction, and I would be more than happy to capitulate to her request. In addition, I wanted to make a video elaborating on the last one I made for Wicca. Might get that today, might not. But today's video will be a discussion of my success today. I managed to produce 2 full-length chapters, 14, 15-page things, and I'm ecstatic. Whether or not... Okay, pause. Yes, Raven asked, I'd like to make a request for an upcoming video. Can you talk about the different kinds of buildings and materials you're considering for the eco-village? Thanks. Posted 3 weeks ago. My attendance to the forum, to the channel, has not been that great as of late, so I'm hoping to fix that. Even if the video channel becomes a weekly, depending on how my schedule goes, that's okay too. There's also some drama with a taxi stand, Cal Surprise. And it might make things a bit more interesting for my life. So, trying on my new Grenfell shirt. Okay. I intend to have my victory lap. So, cheers. The book, I know I discussed it in passing before, but the novel is called INTERDICTION. And I feel as though I've earned that. And the book is a military science fiction, I guess, but it's more of a thriller type thing. I've never made a sci-fi like this before. My last novel, Sanctum Requiem, was a paranormal fantasy, I guess. Had some romance threads, but all my stories do to some degree. But the main character was not emotionally stable, and it showed her downward spiral towards a dark point in her life, and then she came back out of it. So it had a little bit of a thriller aspect. But Interdiction is more about a ship and crew descending into madness. A little like Moby Dick, I think. Though I suspect that Herman Melville is doing somersaults in his grave, I'm doing it for context, not to actually compare myself to a classic work of American literature. So, rather than posting the AutoCAD sketches on the channel, which would just be a headache, using my engineering background, I decided to create all my ships and my maps and whatever in AutoCAD. Takes a dog's age. I must have spent 14 hours on this one, at least, and this is version 1 of 7. So, this is the, there we go, my ship, page 1, with a front view, nose on, a side view, and a top view. There have been some revisions since. Right, here you've got the cross sections. Right, you've got the main cargo lift, the 2 crew lifts, and that sort of thing. Shuttle top and bottom. All 3 decks. Bear in mind the ship is 100 meters long. And a blow-up of each deck. You've got the main kitchens here, 4 cargo bays, cargo lift, the crew sleeping quarters, crew lavatories, and crew shower units, with crew lift, main cargo lift, and crew lift down here. That's the bottom deck. Top deck, or the middle deck rather, has main bridge, captain, 2IC, 3IC, ready rooms, conference room, the same turbolift as below, junior officers' quarters on both sides, senior officers' quarters on both sides, main cargo bay, cargo lift. Medical bay, doctor's offices, med lab, sciences type area, recovery lab, auxiliary engineering left, auxiliary engineering right, main engineering, and the tokamak reactor that powers the ship. This has a purpose. Main torpedo tubes, same front lift as before, weapons systems left, weapons systems right, main cargo area, cargo lift, left and right brig area. Each one has a double bunk, a single toilet, and a sink. Weapons workshops, weapons lockers, and of course the appropriate locking mechanisms and whatever. All these hex patterns that you may have seen are infrastructure, areas that can't be accessed, the types of things you'd see in like Jeffries tubes in Star Trek and the like. And you may have seen, top and bottom, the circular on top, the shuttle. This is our shuttle. So, you've got the main bridge, cargo bay / drop bay, main cargo lift that slides from the main ship up inside the shuttle for launching, cargo bay, the engineering bay, and the main engineering nacelle. This is the Interdictor, the first warship ever designed and commissioned by this particular empire, at this particular point in my timeline for my science fiction story. And the ship, spoiler alert, there's a pirate threat that has been on the rise for the past 5 or 6 years, and this ship is a solution. It is designed as a fast attack ship, almost like the Hood, I guess, from World War II, designed to be a fast attack battleship to catch up with an enemy and engage. The original captain of the ship was a scientist, and the replacement captain, due to a psychological trauma from the previous one, is a warrior, an actual career soldier. And it's been causing some problems. The ship isn't designed for combat, it's designed to handle combat, but it isn't a warship in the classical sense. A warrior's mentality is not to baby new technology. They want stuff to be rugged and indestructible. This is not. The ship is glitchy, it's got personality. It's a prototype. So, the narrator is Sho Yamamoto, a descendant of one of the great leaders in the Japanese Navy, World War II. She's a political science officer who was handpicked by the previous captain. The current captain doesn't want her, but orders are orders. She discusses a story from a pragmatic perspective. She doesn't have hopes, she doesn't really have dreams, she just wants to survive the mission and doesn't like where she is. She hates being aboard ship. She's an absolute abject misery, and just wishes the mission to be over. Over the course of the story, she develops a backbone. She realizes that the captain is a psychopath. And at the very, very end of the story, spoiler alert, she ends up staging a mutiny, takes out the captain, but then a sleeper agent, a plant, goes to Chernobyl and goes on a psychopathic frenzy through the ship. The mission is to destroy the vessel and keep it from spreading what it learned, that the pirates are actually invented by the military in order to allow the merchant fleet to build these warships. It was all a ploy to develop a stronger military presence. So they wanted to destroy the ship in the name of the pirates, but Sho, our heroine, saves the day, and while she gives her closing remarks to her commanding officer, explaining why the ship is in tatters when it's brought back to the docks, she, experiences a lot of pain, a big bright light, and wakes up an indeterminate amount of time later in a biobed with all kinds of virtual reality equipment plugged in. It is revealed to her that the entire thing was a simulation, all part of officer training. She passed a test, she made the right choices and that sort of stuff, and she is then given formal command of the ship that wasn't actually touched because the entire thing was a hallucination. It's designed so that subsequent books can be missions that she partakes on. And with the ship designed the way it is, I can have a lot of fun with it because it's very multi-purpose. Being the first ship of its kind, they didn't have the technology or the expertise to get too specific. So, that's 12 minutes. That's my current project, my book this summer. I've got, 4 or 5 pages of notes, 36 chapters. Should be a fantastic story. The characters are very dynamic, they're a whole lot of fun. We've got a few critique partners now. If anyone is interested in critiquing the story with me, reading chapters, giving positive, negative, neutral feedback, things I can use, constructive things, please feel free to give me a message. And as always, questions, comments, concerns below. I do read them, even if I don't reply. So, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you later on. Bye.